Alright, hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Hopefully this goes better than yesterday, because the power went out. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. Island Empire. That patch of reeds over there. It's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way. Being so close to the water. Wait, I can't see anything interesting. You don't have a reason to, yet. What is that about? Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old buoy, bobbing in the water. Time to go. A buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. Alright, let me equip the bag, in case there's some tar around. No boat in the boathouse today. Oversized superstar sunglasses, +1 savoir-faire. Dazzling reflexes, -1 visual calculus. The mere lies. Is your own stardom too dazzling for your eyes? Can't bear to look at your own fabulous reflection in the mirror? Then these classic oversized sunglasses are for you. Trap, boathouses. There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Moral set before. Same mesh, same wiring. Look around. Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently. Shivers. When this district is booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now, only the wind blows. Reach for the trap. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused and uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
Damn, I was hoping it would be in the first one. No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens and getting some fresh air. It'll be in the next one, surely. Say nothing and just put the trap down.
No, you weren't.
He looks at the sea, and then you, laying the trap back down on the ground. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. An ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench, covered in rust. The sign says, Interdite. An old ticket-taker booth, no longer in operation. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now. I made a new save. Oh well. That's fine. Perception. Sight. A scattering of bullet holes is spread across this cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here. Visual calculus. 28%. Why this many bullet holes? +1 bullet holes on the plaza. +1 note about the revolution. Oh yeah, let me give him a look.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not? Say nothing and just nod.
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Okay, that's really low. I'll have to return to that later. The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Found Pippo Pippo. +2 logic. Ultimate peak focus. -1 perception. Eyes on the road. The small wire framing inside this futuristic-looking Found Pippo hat gives it the aerodynamic shape of a swoop skier's helmet. But none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring them down the drag coefficient. A door, a building, a hidden place. Could the instigator be inside? Physical instrument. There's no way the perp is in here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed. Can I try to get in, though? Kim, you think she's in there? Point to the boarded-up building. No, not this time. The opposition is insurmountable. But I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points. Some free XP there. Island Empire. And dangerous. Dangerous too. Kim, you think she's in there?
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
Nothing more to do here then. This section of coast hasn't been used in decades. Bars covering these long, dusty windows. Perception, hearing. The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years. Try to see inside. Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside? Point to the windows. Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. Visual calculus. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. and a small layer of white salt from the sea. Lieutenant, can you see anything?
No. I won't even try. You know...
Let's see. He shakes his head. The windows rattle in their frames. He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Can you still shoot, though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. And that's locked. A fence blocks the path. No way on from here. Felled mural. You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. Perception Sight, a slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
The lieutenant raises the collar of his bomber jacket. Turn away. Oh, that's...
Yes?
Oops. I didn't mean to talk to him. Wait, oh, there's new stuff he has to say. Wait. Hold still a second. Try to spell Kim. Tell me about the case again. What's this? Island Empire, 58%. Convince Kim that there's a sexy dark mystery twist in the case. That's... I want to talk about you. Okay. I meant to talk to these people.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Hailostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on, hypertext? Wait, what was that about the windows before? You and Kim know each other, proceed.
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Half-Light, he's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything. Wait, what is that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
Worms. Drama. The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again. Esprit de Corps, this man is your half-brother. You feel it, but why? Encyclopedia. Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after an inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They ran Vox in the Occidental countries. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around? Why? What's so fascinating about an empty building? You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? Great. Thank you for all the interesting information.
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
He pats his son's head.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
Empathy. There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. Drama. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone. What's so fascinating about an empty building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes to shield himself from the pattering rain. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Encyclopedia. Hold on. Oh, encyclopedia failure. Hold on. What's R&D? Look at the building looming over you. Wait, what's an R&D department?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore.
He smiles brightly, laugh lines across his eyes.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Encyclopedia. Mea culpa. You were not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead. Look at the building looming over you. It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on the broken windowsill. I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
He grins. What was that ace? Very interesting. Let's go back to this later.
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
Mm-hmm. An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
Let's see, he grins, admiring the sentence he just produced. Composure. He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind. What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk. Look under your feet. What happened to the engineers, the company people? What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers? How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers? I wanted to ask something else.
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon as if picturing gondolas rising from the sky. Let's see. Empathy. Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
A rhetoric. He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois. Let's see, turn to Mikhail. He means they all got shot in the head because they were bourgeois. Now, do you know what the bourgeoisie is? Tape computers, right?
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
The boy looks at you first, then back at his father, confused. What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
Encyclopedia. A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans ce Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
Perception sight. The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion. How did those tape computers work? They like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something. Encyclopedia, buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center in...
Oh, here we go.
It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Hughes joined the team, trying to...
Here's the Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center. Reaction speed. Wait. Did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? Suggestion. He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center. Like it's the most natural thing in the world. Encyclopedia. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Joost? Okay, the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, Paul Ackerman, Keith, and Guy Joost. What are you talking about? Okay, back to, where were we? Tape computers, I think.
The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ackerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Turn to the Lieutenant Kim. Is he making this up? Come on, there is no place called the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center of Arts.
In fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Conceptualization. Made of black film and folding tape structures. Not cool. I've seen cooler things than that. The RCM should get some of those.
Very,
Cool.
very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionary setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the failed playback experiment. Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the felt playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did they destroy
Who
it?
knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. Let me ask you
But of
something else.
course. What else?
I want to hear about this filled building again. Let's see. You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
He brushes it off like it's not a thing at all. Authority. He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly, you're just profiling. Rhetoric. No. I mean, come on. You need money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some. Could I have some of that unimportant money then? I don't want your money. I just want to see whether my profiling skills were working.
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms.
He looks uncomfortable, his left hand squeezing his son's shoulder.
I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Physical instrument. Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out? By the way, do you work out?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
Encyclopedia. Lomanthong stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from the Isle of Lo Manthang. It uses slender wooden sticks for confronting the opponent. A form of martial arts from the Isle of Lo Manthang, right? I'm not really interested in the practice. I just want to know how often you work out. Now and then. That's what, like once a week?
Actually, a great many cultures have their own version of stick fighting. such as the sacred Mabolo tradition of the Harley people. A name deriving from the butterfruit tree traditionally used for crafting the long, slender sticks, whereas the sticks used in other cultures.
You doze off as he paints you a comprehensive picture of the history of stick fighting among mankind, seasoning it with unexpected pop culture references. Rhetoric, man. He's good at speaking. People must love him.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying?
I don't really remember what I was saying.
Then I guess everything got said, right?
Let me see, I wanna... Not really interested in the practice.
Lomantang stick fighting is a little...
Oh, he just tells you the same thing. Okay. Let's see, electrochemistry. Wait. What does this man know about blah 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 blah, that stuff? Addiction. Hold on. Cryoholdian addiction. What an interesting metaphor. Oh wait, no, he did say something different. Oh. What did he say? Laholdian Lemonthong. Stick fighting is a little like a Cryoholdian addiction. He explains with a little smile. I've been practicing it for nearly 20 years now. So you could say that my doses have grown a little peculiar. Okay, let's see. Hold on, an addiction? What an interesting metaphor. Or perhaps not a metaphor at all. What was that? Twice a week then? Every other day? Man, it's difficult to stay on the right topic with you.
You got me, detective. But my history should hardly come as a surprise.
Authority. He's a former junkie. I can recognize one when I see it.
Dad's fighting with sticks every night after dinner for 4 hours. He has a special room for that, and a special costume.
That's right, Mikhail. It also has a meditative quality. Helps to clear my head. But anyway.
Great. Thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Rhetoric. Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever. Oh yeah, that's right, I got the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. There. Temporary research bonus -1 suggestion. Outsider. Research time 42 minutes. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building. Sipping wine and exchanging opinions, 29-year-old Wonder Twins Guy and Keith Joost are the stars of the show, with their bomber jackets and white sneakers. Head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Wompty-Dumpty-Domest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you, if you are not there? Well, I don't have a skill point at the... I don't think I do. No. Not yet. Buzz, hum, the electricity flows through the wires with an audible power. You can imagine why calls become terrible sometimes. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. Oh, there's another payphone here, a metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. Pick up the headset. Let's see. You hear the tone. The machine is operable. Put 10 cents in the dial and dial a random number. 005-2403-155. Calling. Still calling. Island Empire. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of tone. Someone picks up. The voice is female and sounds about 100 years old. Yes, it's me, Pierre. I might be. What's Pierre like? No, this is not Pierre. Hang up. Yes, Pierre.
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
What kind of pets did you have? That's not good. It gets lonely even when you're with people. Her voice is drowning in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. Island Empire. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kutsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not. You could call them back. No. There's a slit in the concrete here. A sewer? Let's see. Am I missing anything? Let's see. A railing. Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad. Touch it. Take a closer look. Maybe later. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. Logic. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out with this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, this just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not? Might be a clue.
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
Filthy jacket. Oh, must be a... Oh, yeah, it is a... Filthy jacket. This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. Streaked with seagull... Oh, it's just the seagull shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural processes. You can't even tell what brand it is. As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound. Man, how did this thing get so disgusting? Let's not think about that right now. Put the filthy jacket away. It's a sordid, filthy tale. Not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it? Composure. Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try, seriously. Think about it. it occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that encrusts it. Perception smell. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in gray strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore. Gross. Okay, but what's the crust made of? Somehow it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. Visual calculus. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing. Okay, that's pretty disgusting. I've had enough. What happened once someone put it on the railing? The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then? Shivers somewhere, high above the city. A pair of seagulls trace loops through the air. They are like the bombarders of an aerostatic brigades gliding above the target-rich environment. All of a sudden, the bomb bay doors open, and their white glittering payload rushes to the ground. Splat. An explosion of white on a man's shoe. A curse goes up, but the birds do not hear. Why did I just spend all this time thinking about seagull shit? I feel like I really understand this jacket now. Composure. It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck. Ew, 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 flick your hands. Maybe if I wipe my hands on my pants. Damaged morale. Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out. A coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for a decade. Alright. Mega Binos prescription lenses, +2 to encyclopedia. Discover your inner bino, -1 perception. Nausea-inducing hell glasses. They're just like my glasses, wow. Whose idiotic idea were to separate the beige plastic frames anyway? Beige is a color that does not look good on anybody, but not to mention that seeing the world through these exceedingly thick lenses feels almost nauseating. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. And that's locked. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. The tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Oh no, the thing went away. Ah, there we go. Perception smell. The smell. It's awful and familiar. Hold on. What is... that is awful. Cover your nose. What is that? Isn't it just the rotting fish? It doesn't help, you can still smell it. Endurance. Keep it in now. Don't overreact. Breathe. What is it? Isn't it just rotting fish? What is it? Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Half-light. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. Logic. It is death. It must be. Kim, what's that smell? Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here. Lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose. Careful there. These floorboards look rotted and weak. Trash can. There's some tar, an empty cigarette, package, and crumpled kebab wrappers in the trash bin. Examine the tar. Well, I'll do that in a bit after I look at the body first. What's this? Here's the... A coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. Stop messing with these coin viewers and hold on to something. The wind is so strong. Working class corpse. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. It is in his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Physical instrument. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. Perception smell. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket. Authority. Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Composure. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe. Study the man's clothes. Study the man himself. Study his surroundings. The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against a metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. Electrochemistry. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well, over a liter of pure ethanol, 3 bottles of wine, or 1.5 spirits. Or maybe it was just dark. Examine his face. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him, drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Visual calculus. Height 170 to 175 centimeters, curly hair, stout build, age approximately 50 to 60 years. Island Empire. He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last. Logic. That's what the chewing gum seems to point to as well. Study the man's clothes. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There were traces of kebab sauce on his chest. Composure. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom-made. Logic. A cool leather jacket with a bolt of blue. Oh no, this sounds terribly familiar. Search his pockets. You find... Oh, you gained a folded library card. Let's see. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card, folded into two. His jacket feels sodded and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the surroundings. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotted and slippery, wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Examine the man's head. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair on the back of his head, an open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. Island Empire. This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say. No, just this one at the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Step on the floorboards. Oops. Hit the wrong button. The boards screech under the weight of the T500 ceramic sabatons. It's a good thing they're so light, 'cause it's hard to determine whether it was the dead man's weight that caused the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. Perception. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. Visual calculus. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him. Examine the bottle. A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. Electrochemistry. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
He looks at 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
I'm gonna. True, it feels disrespectful. Examine the chewing gum wrapper. Rabowski. Spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall. Look in. The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Perception sight. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there, solidified on the lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Esprit de corps. In a ditch off the road below the 881, he thinks. A young father. Then he shakes his head to make the memory stop. Step back. Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
Logic. A dead working-class man with a bottle in his hand. Don't deceive yourself. You know who this is. We know who this is. It's the working-class woman's missing husband, dead on the boardwalk.
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
He looks at the bundle of flesh and rags laying on the ground. The leather jacket. Point to the man's clothes. It matches her description perfectly. Bottles all around him. Point at the tar. You said he was drinking somewhere in Martinez. The library card. He was supposed to return a book.
The bright blue lining? Well, he's definitely someone's husband.
Oh, hold on, I got a level. What do I want to replace for the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center? Actually, let me see what exactly does that give me? Alright, effects, it gives me... Okay, it gives me, on completion, it gives me -2 suggestion, pretentious wanker, and encyclopedia passives give 10% XP and +2 real. Well, that's something. I would rather have the suggestion, though, so I'll go ahead and not have the Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center thing on there. How much for the homosexual underground? That still has 3 hours left. What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Could it be related to the lynching, Ruby? Do you think he was drunk? Point to the bottle. What about the kebab? Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Could it be related?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Half-light, yes, but what if there's a killer on the loose? 2 suspicious deaths in such a short time frame. We should consider the possibility that we're dealing with a sequence killer here. You're right. Connecting it with the lynching is a stretch. Sequence
Killer? There's nothing that connects those 2 bodies. This is a completely different case. An accident.
Island Empire. What if all this is staged? It could have been something that night in the yard. Oh, he could have seen something that night in the yard. What if he witnessed something? All this could be staged. We don't know the exact cause of death. Someone could have pushed him from behind, with an intention to kill. I'm just saying that we should be open to all possibilities.
It's possible, but let's take it step by step. We still haven't identified the man.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Logic. Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab. Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk.
We'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
He smiles sourly. Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about the field autopsy? We found him, we should finish this. Take the case. Let's leave this case for the station. I don't want to spend time on it. Don't take the case. I still need some time to decide how I want to solve this case. Return to this later.
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma and leave it at that. Let's keep this detour as short as possible. The sooner we get back to finding Ruby, the better.
Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy? You're right. I don't see anything criminal here. Let's leave it at that.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
We found him. We should finish this.
All right. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from Mike and Emma. Let them know we are taking the case.
Leave. Oh, here, let me save first. Folded library card. A library card found from a pocket of a dead man on the Martinez boardwalk. It's still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears a stamp of Jamrock Public Library. The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Magine, expires July 53. Logic. Billy is a unisex name, could be deceased or his family member. Let's see. Look inside. Look at the backside. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one on the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Thibault. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Conceptualization. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers, too. Look at the backside. If lost, please return this card to the library. Dial 005-0255-211. Or visit at Monroe Street, 78 Jamrock. Business hours 9 a.m. to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from Mike and Emma. See if we can learn anything about Billy Magine.
Put it away. Well, I have to do that tomorrow. Because it's past 1800. Oh yeah, there's the garbage can as well. Trash can. There's some tar, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin. Examine the tar. 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka, and a can of black potent porter is all you find. Perception sight. No. There's more there. Levi's strawberry liqueur. Plus some Pilsner bottles, too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks at the can, eyes watering from the smell. Empathy. He shakes his head with genuine sadness. Examine the cigarette package. Whoever tossed it there was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Encyclopedia. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content. Examine the kebab wrapper. You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. Visual calculus. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. Perception smell. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief. Leave. Moonshine, probably. Smells like tasty fermentation. I guess I can't take the, take the bottles. Kim said it would be disrespectful anyway. Still have about 3 hours before I have to return to, what's it called? The boardwalk for the meeting for the gun. Oh yeah, I had to find the, what's it called? The traps. Let's see. Inspect the traps. Okay, we got one. We have the... Check the trap in Land's Ends to the far northeast of the Feld building. Check the trap moral just set up in the cryptozoologist camp. I'll do that after I get the other ones. Check the trap near the canal you crossed southeast of the village. I think one of them is up here somewhere. This barrel has been recently discarded. It still smells of fuel oil. The chain trails off into the ocean. To who knows where. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The building before you housed the engine. Must have been a big one. There. White polo shirt. +1 to rhetoric. What's a polo anyway? What's polo anyway? -1 empathy. No, really. What the hell is polo? This shirt looks worn and smells a bit. You can't help but wonder, who would leave it stuffed in a tar container? What kind of a man would even wear a polo shirt? This might be one of life's mysteries that will never be solved. The boardwalk rises to your south. It casts its long shadow over you. Oh, there's the other trap. Trap, Land's End. Familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of mortal's traps. Weighted down by stones to keep it in place. Look around. The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something. Shivers. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year. Reach for the trap. The trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
The lieutenant takes a note, more out of habit than duty. Let's keep going. The next one is the lucky one. How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself. I want to make it clear that I don't actually believe the phasmid exists, okay? Say nothing, just put the trap down. The next one is the lucky one.
The next one has a crab trapped in it. These are just crab traps, you do realize?
Look around. Oh, that's the same. Okay, leave this. Oh, I'm trying to select this one, but there it is. Okay, the controller thing for this game. Let's see. Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock. Brand Vtube. Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. A ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. The scented scarf. Where is it? +1 to shivers. Springtime cold. -2 physical instrument. Allergies. This light springtime scarf smells like men's cologne mixed with cheap laundry detergent. Someone must have left it behind, probably from a date. Wear it if you want to delude yourself that spring has arrived. Tiny inlets there, off in the far distance, but the posts will trail toward. You take a mental note. Tomori seems important somehow. An old door, worn by the elements. Guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle. What is this thing anyway? Interfacing 3%. Open the door. Let's walk away, leave. Let's see. Do I equip this thing? Hold on. I forget how you open this. I'll just do that and see if this helps. Probably not. No. and it hurts my morale as well. Okay. You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. The door does not budge. Not only is it locked, it's also jammed shut. Oh, this door's shut tight. How can we get in there? Whatever, door.
We don't get in there.
What do you mean? We get into, like, everywhere. Come on. We even got the light-bending guy... even got into the light-bending guy's container. But you're saying we can't get in here?
Frankly, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you can't get in through every single door.
Rhetoric. No. We've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors. We're cops. That's our perk. Even Everard knew that that's part of our MO. But that's who I am. Who we are. I'm not going to accept this. The door could be part of the investigation. Okay, I can live with this. But that's who I am.
Relax. No one's hiding in there. If we can't open it, others can't either. And thus they can't get in.
He looks at the door with a rueful smile. Thought gained. One more door. At least you think about opening it. At least you can think about opening it. About doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to your life. Perhaps something useful will come from this. What is this thing anyway? Well, let me throw that into the thing. What do I want to get rid of? Let's do volition, -1 logic. I like the volition. Hand-eye coordination. Let's see, all intellect, white checks, island empire. I might get rid of this one. That's good. I don't think I have any of these. No, not even close to the intellect skill cap things. What's this? +1 to rhetoric, -1 visual calculus. Bonuses for the thought. Masovian socioeconomics. Left-wing dialogue gives me +4 XP, but you get all that. But we're the communist hobo cop. The gay communist hobo cop. So we'll keep those. Bonuses from the thought, let's see, +1 to that. Let's see, reveals the collectors of the tar, more money from selling tar. Learning cap for shivers is raised to 6. No, keep that. Gilm, plain threshold, no. Rhetoric, no, I'll probably get rid of this one. So it will be, yes. And put the one more door. What's this? Temporary research bonus +1 to half-light. What is behind it? Only 45 minutes. God damn it. It cannot be. A disgrace. That door on the coast, you remember the one, right? The one that leads to the abandoned supply depot. Why, in the name of all that's holy, does it not open? Why? There has to be a way to get in through that unopenable door. By the gods. You're the police. All doors are supposed to open before you. What will the others at the precinct think? If you can't open a goddamn door, there must be a way. What is this thing anyway?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot at the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Could this structure have been used to take the shot?
From here to the whirling, I can't see how. The church is in the way.
Walk away, leave. I don't know if they're done in the church yet. They might be. I'll go in and look.
Yeah, it's all set up, man.
There you
Can
go.
you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000.
He waves his hand in an unbelievably lame, non-hardcore manner.
Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too.
He looks at the imposing black box in the corner that's churning out the sound.
Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honors, detective?
What do you propose as the name, Andre? Acel, what would you suggest as the name? Egghead, you must have a lot of ideas. Noid, give me your 2 cents on the issue. Suna, do you have an opinion on this? Kim, how would you name the club?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas, Estelle. Ideas from another level of consciousness.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
What do you propose is the name, Andre?
The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
He appears to mull it over, one hand idly touching his hair.
Andre's overthinking it.
Says the girl with the microphone.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs.
The speed freak with the yellow beads around his neck is looking at you.
Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
Estelle, what would you suggest as a name?
How about something simple? Like the club?
Too modern and too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a morning after the rave.
Let's see. Egghead, you must have a lot of ideas.
Yakokata! Yakokata! The place to be!
Yakokata.
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg. Got anything else?
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene.
Noid, give me your 2 cents.
The amnesia.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the club, Amnesia.
Amnesia! It's
Amnesia.
not amnesia, guys.
Suna, do you have an opinion?
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
I think I've come up with a name.
You have? Well, what's the name?
Andre stops touching his hair. Disco Elysium. Ah, they said it. They said the name. No truce. No truce with the Furies. Revachol West. Disco Elysium.
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
The past is the future, but the future is dead. No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be.
And short. And memorable.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
A light beam washes over the dance floor, bathing it in violet blue. Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion to celebrate the name. Someone turns up the beat. Suggestion: you should go with the flow and join in on the experience. Start tapping your feet. Observe his movements. What are you doing, Andre? Start tapping your feet. Suggestion: it feels good. It feels right. But what is this? What is this thing that Andre is doing with his limbs? Observe his movements. What are you doing? I don't care. Cool, let's move to the other question then.
I'm dancing.
He performs yet another strange pattern of moves, but it doesn't look very cool or modern. Honestly, it looks kind of lame. Conceptualization. That soft-core grating is supposed to be dancing. We should talk about it. We should talk about your so-called dancing.
Yes, my man.
He jumps up and down with glee, his moves punctuated by the stroboscopic flash of the club lights. Composure. Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with moves? Physical instrument. Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better, but there's a noticeable lack of something. Savoir-faire. Impossible. No words, just dance. I've been meaning to ask you, what's with the hair?
It's to express my individuality.
Perception. Is that a bald spot? It's hard to tell for sure with the fused together spikes, but it looks like he's balding. Or is it because you're balding? Is it important for you to be an individual? Fair enough. That's idiotic.
Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Now I'm all that, and I have radical spikes. Or because I'm balding, yes. I want to fuse the remains of my hair together before it leaves me. I want to show my hair. I don't give a fuck how old you think I am. I'm 20.
How old are you, Andre?
Not 20.
Oh, I felt that. Fair enough.
Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway.
I know, Noid has the signs, but what's the deal with Egghead there?
He's a quiet man. Mostly communicates through music. And by being a master of ceremonies.
What's a master of ceremonies? How do you communicate with him? Oh, that makes sense. Another question.
You know, a host. A declaimer of slogans. He's a performer. Gets the people going.
Drama. Interesting, sire. A bit like you, then. An MC for short. How do you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you ever really talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
Hey kid, the man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. Interfacing, I get it. He's a puzzle. Let's not impossible. 3%. No words, just dance.
Goodbye, officer.
Yeah. Okay, that's, where's Noid? Is this him?
You got us
Yeah.
in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
He looks around the hall, examining the carpentry. Empathy. With wonder in his sharp eyes.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. But you really came through for the hardcore underground.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
He spreads his arms, looking at the speed freak setting up shop. Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely. Acel using her contact mic to listen to the tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass. A drama. Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk. And in there, and in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you. These kids got spunk. I admire it. Let's see, better here than in that tent, shrug. It wasn't safe. I'm genuinely into a hardcore lifestyle. You wouldn't understand. I'm a corrupt cop, Kim. This is a corrupt scheme. I did it for mankind, for all of mankind.
Okay.
The lieutenant keeps it laconic. Esprit de corps. What he means is, I don't believe you actually think that you did it for all mankind, but whatever keeps you in high spirits is okay by him. Annoyed, what do you think about the church? Why are you so suspicious about everything? What's with the clothes?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
How old do you think this church is? Over 300 years? What style is this church built in? What did you mean by dead bodies? How do you like the glasswork? Point to the stained glass window. How are you settling in? Talk about something else.
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand. Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude. The sea, perhaps something more fundamental.
Island Empire. He means something paranatural. He must.
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
Let's see. What style is this church built in?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism. Lawmonger, huh? It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
Okay, what is DeLorean architecture like? Yeah, enough architecture.
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
I leveled up. I gotta put a point into something. Let's see. Let's see. Hand-eye coordinate. Well, that's only 3, 7. Savoir. Those are probably fine. I guess I'll get another esprit de corps. What would a DeLorean building look like?
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical. Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Marriage shit. Virtue and tyranny.
Marriage is shit, yeah. Hey, marriage is great. Marriage is sacred. This church isn't painted white, as far as I can tell. Yeah, marriage.
Right.
Right, he takes a bolt from the tool... he takes a bolt from the toolbox and spits on it before shining it. This church isn't painted white, as far as I can tell.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside, before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Visual calculus. Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean. Then covered in green moss. Shivers. Slowly peeled by the wind. Your skin crawls from the sensation as you look around. What did you mean by dead bodies?
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
Spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, Cop Man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away. They had sensed that she could no longer see them and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
First, where is that quote from? What you're saying is you're not a big fan of the innocent system. What you're saying is religion has stopped being hardcore. What exactly are you saying?
A Sarais man who lived a long time ago, an ancient hardcore brother.
What you're saying is you're not a big fan of the innocent system.
3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history, built and maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
Rhetoric. The way he says it, the false, in false core, is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust. And you propose dance music will supplant this system.
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
Electrochemistry. You know what this kind of stuff goes well with. Don't you have to be on drugs for that, though? I don't need to be a narc.
Only a little.
Cool. Not cool. Shake your head.
It's a necessity. All large human gatherings are narcotic. It's just the way of the spinal cord.
There is a difference between narcotics and group elation. One kills you, the other does not.
The supercharged humanism that the innocentric system has been feeding us on giant city squares, that's not a drug. The sugar and wheat it feeds us is healthy.
Well, he's saying religion is the drug of the masses. Wow, yes.
Forget it. It would become an imbecilic discussion. You two continue. It's more hardcore that way.
How do you like the glasswork?
I don't. Fuck are giving me the evil eye.
That's her innocence, Dolores Day. Mind your words. I'm getting some real negative vibrations from her, too. You wanted to get inside the church, and now you don't seem to like the stained glass window.
No wonder. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love. Mass murder on the floor.
But she's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here. But she's pretty. Yeah, but like, who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days? The resettlement programs were totally okay. I'm a big fan of resettlement programs, for some reason. I do feel like there's something terrifying about her. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit? Would you say she was, you know, human? Yeah, I'm done talking about her. I don't want to think about her anymore.
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
Yeah, they hate this too. Point to yourself. I don't know what you're talking about. I have thousands of fans. I'm surrounded by love and support all the time. She was a player. She played us all. I'm just a game to her. Hate this too.
They loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
The young man lets go of the suspenders, and they hit his chest with a slap. Yeah, there's something terrifying about her.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
Half-light. No, that's not it. It's something more. Something closer to your skin. Take her down. Crash it. Destroy that window. Keep it. Keep the beautiful sharp shards. Keep her long face with her hair. Say nothing. Stare grimly into the distance. The speed freaks look the same way. It is dark there. In the back of the church, for a moment, the music echoes strangely. Yeah, I'm done talking about her. I want to think about something else. Rhetoric. What a strange choice of words. Empathy. Caustic. Overflowing with negativity. This volition. This can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window? Nothing. Everything's okay. I don't know. It's a nice window. Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about it, please. Let's talk about the glasswork again. Let's see. How are you settling in?
Hard to say, cop man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. Gonna take a while before everything's properly synced. I did get to talk to the crab man though.
You mean Tiago?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place. Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
You mean all his motherly love stuff isn't too spooky for you? You mean all his sobriety stuff isn't too restrictive for you? What do you mean?
The man picks up on stuff, and he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him. Good thing you didn't squash him.
What did Tiago tell you about the church? Let's see, I wanted to talk about some more about this place. Why are you so suspicious about everything? What's with the clothes?
The crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
Do you mean there are dead bodies here? What's it for?
Not like a literal sarcophagus. I'm just being metaphorical.
What's it for?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs. Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church surrounding it to contain it.
I don't get it. Contain what exactly? Huh? Spooky. Let's talk about something else.
I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either, what it does. But it's what this sonar person is looking for and trying to measure. It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
Shivers. The wood creaks as a gale blows by outside. Dust particles fall through the darkness, settling down on the age-bleached floorboards. words, the structure does not feel particularly durable. This building seems less than structurally sound. What makes you think Suna's going to fail?
No, it's pretty fucking unsound if you ask me. They should have built a club for anodic music around it instead.
He grins.
Anodic music will definitely contain whatever we're dealing with.
His words echo in the chamber.
And if it can't, well...
He shrugs, non-committally. What makes you think Suna's gonna fail?
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like... substance.
I found a doomed commercial area in Martinez proper. Maybe it's the same thing the Ubis were trying to contain.
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
You think there's any merit to this theory? And now that I think about it, it doesn't sound plausible.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer, cop man. Even I have limits. I'm a limited-size person.
Well, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about.
Maybe you can figure things out, cop man. I think we got on a good level here. The signs are syncing up well.
Okay, here, I'll have to come back to this in a bit. I forgot to do something before. Let's see.
One more door. There is no way to open the supply depot door. Accept it. You cannot open all the doors. You have to integrate this into your character. Some doors will forever remain closed, even if every single other door will open at one time or another. Maybe to a key, or maybe to some sort of tool meant for opening doors. But this one will never accede to such commands. A realization crucial to personal growth. Crucial.
Alright, let's see. One more door. Bonuses from the thought. -1 half-light. No fear. All psi-white checks unlocked. I need to go back and talk to the washerwoman. I forgot to wash that jacket I found on the boardwalk. That takes a little while, so I'll have to go back and do that real quick. Oh, actually, can I just fast travel? I figured out how the fast travel works. I think. Maybe. Kind of. Not really. I think I got it to work last time. The controller controls are very finicky. Sometimes you can move stuff, sometimes you can't. Okay, it's not letting me. Okay, never mind. I did it before, but now it doesn't want to work. I'm going to have to manually run over here. Wait, where is she? Oh, there she is.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but do you know who I'm talking about? Oh, well, let us know if that changes. We're looking for a fugitive.
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
rhetoric. She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
You know something. We're here to help. This is like when that man locked himself in the woodshed. We just need to help her come out. This isn't about the Union, you know. You don't have to worry about retaliation.
No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass.
I see. You know something, but you've decided not to tell us. Okay, but we'll be back later if you find anything suspicious.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
Logic. You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others, too. About the dog, let's see. I found this jacket, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for me?
I can wash it for you, but it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Well, I should. Hell yeah. Physical instrument. No, we must run around ceaselessly. It would be torture to stay put.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
Goodbye, I'm off. The Foul Windbreaker. +1 pain threshold, element proof. +1 half-light, always hot. -1 drama, sweat like a pig. This windbreaker is like a protective cocoon, placing the wearer's torso into a pocket universe where wind, water, dirt, and fire cannot harm them. Huge writing, 100% synthetic, is proudly displayed on the chest. It lets absolutely no air through. Warning, item not actually fireproof. That is Idiot Doom Spiral's jacket. We can give it back to him later.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
Let's see. Why are you so suspicious about everything?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our signs synced.
Why are you called Noid anyway?
It's short for paranoid.
May I ask you... Oh yeah, may I ask you, what good is being suspicious? What are you suspicious of? Got it. Tell me something else.
A reasonable question. Say I get hurt. I want to make sure it never happens again. So I analyse the situation. Exercise caution. Caution is suspicion.
What are you suspicious of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour. Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
Island Empire. This is a good, dangerous line of questioning. You should prod him on. And what are the most suspicious things?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment, the pig-wheat paradigm.
Encyclopedia, something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around. What do you mean? Does this mean you're mentally ill? Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex? Tell me more about the left-right business. What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat? Well, that was certainly stimulating. I want to talk about something else now.
No, politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat. This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory, but I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. Probably in Grad.
Does this mean you're mentally ill?
Mental illness is a term the powers use to homogenise people. I think I don't reach mental illness. I am merely politically ill. A suspicious element.
Tell me more about the left-right
I prefer
business.
not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray, far from our true lives, but we may yet find a way back.
Island Empire. Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology. What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat?
It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain ourselves.
What's bad about cereal grain? Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things. What's bad about animals? Animals are cute. Yeah, it's our only shit and we fucking suck at it.
Nothing. Animals are cool, guys. I like animals too, but that doesn't mean I have to be one myself.
I want to see.
Our only shit.
What's bad about cereal?
Having food is means to an end, but the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry. It's our only shit. Correct.
He gives you a long, suspicious look. Logic. He can't help but doubt your sincerity in this matter. There is no other way. You are a police officer. Don't assume I like the status quo because I'm a cop. I was being sarcastic. This world has its fair share of problems, but it's not like you guys are going to solve them. Say nothing. The young man doesn't say anything either. After a while, he takes out a magnet and runs it over some nails in front of him. Oh, certainly stimulating. Let's see, you mentioned true life. What would that be like?
A life is true if it's free from fear, an eternal division among oneself and others. Mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
How would you go about returning to this true life?
Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
Just like that, the speed freak is right in your face, his eyes burning. His comrades look on worriedly. Empathy. The young man is dead serious about this. Encyclopedia. Rejection of the left-right axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does this remind you of? Sort of like fascism, then.
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
The word echoes through the church majestically. Fair enough, just making an observation. I didn't mean it as a bad thing. But shouldn't the ones that are more hardcore rule over the ones that are less hardcore? Offer them guidance. He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism. So you're advocating a noise-based society. You keep mentioning hardcore. What does it mean to you?
Utmost dedication. Thoughts from the spinal cord. It's a potent superlative as well.
Encyclopedia. The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography that depict penetration. Just so you know. Thanks, Encyclopedia. I really needed to know that.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore.
Hardcore!
Hardcore. His friend shouts from behind the mix table, with a smile surpassing your own in wideness, a total moon face, and eyes full of naive wonderment. The term hardcore also denotes straight-up pornography that depicts penetration. Did you know that? That was a vague dedication, something else superlative.
That's a pretty hardcore coincidence, don't you think?
Yeah!
So you're advocating a noise-based society.
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
Let's change the subject.
Oh, yeah. Sure thing.
Let's see. Conceptualization 8%. Internalize the hardcore aesthetic. Don't just nod along. Really feel it. What's with the clothes?
They're hardcore.
You look like a woman with those earrings. That's it? Okay then.
They're just clothes.
Are they? They look outlandish. I thought there would be more to it.
Nah, these are just boring, normal, hardcore clothes. That's outlandish.
Look at your tie suspiciously. What's so outlandish about it?
It looks like you're trying to hang yourself with it. So large, too. So many different patterns. It's crazy, man. I like it.
Empathy. You suddenly realize the patience and respect his speed freak has shown you is partly because of your style. He's probably not like that with everyone.
Respect to the man!
Take care. I need to go. Fix up the crab trap, and then not the crab, the phasmid trap. I mean, it is a crab trap, but, you know. Talk to Moral. There we go. See, that time it let me fast travel. Sometimes the map is just very finicky. I only have an hour before the meeting there. I don't know how long this takes. Let's see. Trap canal. This trap's not too hard to spot once you know what you're looking for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist. Look around. The reeds bend forlornly towards the sand. Some troughs have been crushed. The broken stalks seem like a rebuke. The sound of the city center hums in the east. Shivers. The constant distant song. Louder on this part of the coast. Nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold. Reach for the trap. Nothing but locusts in the trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
A bummer. It wasn't in here. You getting tired? I must stress that I did not expect a cryptozoological monstrosity to be in this trap. Say nothing. Just put the trap down. You getting tired?
No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
He's short-winded. The sentence ends there. Ahead, decades-old concrete defenses. Children play on them now. And see, now it doesn't... Now the fast travel doesn't want to work. Damn it. Fine, I guess I'm walking. Visual calculus. The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth. Yell, ho, into the slit. What's in there? Kim, any idea what's down there?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
Think we might find Ruby down there.
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building.
But not in there.
I hope not.
What's in there? Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer. Yell. There's no echo and no answer. Finished thought. Oh, I broke the... I broke the camera. Hold on. There we go. Okay, go back and talk to Moral. Let's see. There is the last of the traps, the one Moral just set. Checking it over, he said it's just a technicality. Look around. The reeds by the abandoned campsite is the... hiss and shake in the lazily falling rain. Let's see. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange somehow. Reach for the trap. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. Look closer. No locusts. Logic. No phasmid either, but still. Immediately yell. It's empty. Moral didn't leave it empty. Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there, I just see an empty trap.
Perception sight. The netting is a little untidy. Messier than the others, like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground. Actually, I do get a feeling that someone or something may have messed with the trap. But what if it was the phasmid? What if it ate them and got out? Yeah, it probably wasn't the phasmid, but still, Moral needs to know. You're right, but they still need to know. You're right, this crypto research has been stupid.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
But what if it was the phasmid?
Right. Anyway, that's for the cryptozoologists to figure out now. We are not cryptozoologists. We are cops.
Shivers. A cold gust of air dries your sweaty face, and you look to the darker shadow, the felled building in the distance, drawing you to it. What a strange sensation. Once this is done, should you try to ask again? Say anything different? Let's see. No. I think this isn't for another hour, but yeah, no, they're not here yet. But this stuff is, now that it's time, this stuff is open though. Postcard. Postcard, Curian 35. This one has hell written on its back. It could not be further from the truth. It's the boom years, and Curion, the nicest district in Revachol West, is enjoying a sun-drenched day. Tall and handsome buildings rise from the riverside. Steel, iron, and yellow limestone, with cloud shadows sliding on the facades. Okay, I don't think there's anything over here at the moment. I still have another hour to kill here. I'll go back to the church, I guess, and speak with some people in there. Ah, there it is. Oh wait, let's see. Can I do anything with their tent out here? Oh no, it's just gone. Okay. A cell. She's whistling a melody. Her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree. And no, it's got nothing to do with Contact Mike.
I wasn't going to, but Contact Mike is... Okay, fine.
No. I actually wanted to thank you for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
How's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control. Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much, and the Crabman hasn't shown himself, thank God.
And now, can you tell me about your associates?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favour. What do you want to know?
Tell me about Suna.
She's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time. But earlier today she told me about Welkins, and she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mic.
What about Tiago?
Oh, the Crabman. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters. I just tried to stay away from the Crabman, but he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
Oh, he talks to Noid. What for? What does he do up there?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess. Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do? Yell up at the tower?
Thanks. About the
Who
others.
do you want to know about?
Tell me about Andre.
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least.
Perception sight. She rubs her sides, but not from cold. Her shoulders are relaxed. She must have taken a hit, or she's on an upswing.
He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organizer.
What has he organized? Tell me about the others.
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to work. Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent. I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high. I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know?
On life? On his mother's love? Relax, girl. We're police officers, but we're corrupt, rotten to the marrow. You can tell us about drugs and shit. I don't give a fuck. On life?
Yes. Anyway.
Could it be that he's balding? Him, thinking it's his last chance?
Come to think of it, yes.
Island Empire. This is the first time you've heard her laugh.
He's in some kind of a self-destruction mode with that hair of his. Bleaching it like that. Probably wants to get rid of it altogether.
Is Andre your boyfriend?
Yes.
She nods. Could it be that he... Oh, okay, it's the same. Tell me about the others. Tell me about Noid.
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forberg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Palaceum. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What does he do? What is this pilgrimage you're talking about?
What do you mean, do? Like for a living?
Yes. No, I meant for breakfast. Of course for a living.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that. In a shop somewhere.
Is that because of his beliefs? The hardcore to the ribs, the spinal cord and stuff?
Not to sound too dramatic, but I wouldn't make light of his belief system when he's around. Noid's a serious person. He's serious about the lifestyle.
What is this pilgrimage you're talking about?
It's just something poor Fallberg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock, or as much as possible.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Let's say I haven't been down Boogie Street. Oh, I'm sorry. I have not told you. I'm a raging alcoholic who's recently drank himself into an oblivion so deep he can't even remember what sounds like the biggest street in the city.
No?
Well, I am. Because I'm not. Now, tell me something else about Noid.
Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
I might just do that if I make it there alive. It's unlikely I'll make it there. Chest pains. I need to continue drinking, but thank you.
Yeah. I hope you do.
Actually, tell me about the
Who do
others.
you want to know about?
What's the deal with Egghead?
What do you mean?
What does he think he's doing when he yells all that stuff? Where's he from? How long has he been with you guys?
Oh, that. He's the party boy.
It's a party boy.
And Nordic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offense if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
Conceptualization. Pachoo, sweesh. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip and with the times, Gramps. Goddamn right. Rock music is the coolest. Rock music forever. No offense taken, go on. You don't have to tell me rock is backward. I am the future man. I abandoned rock in the 30s. Stupid rock, spit.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
He looks around, a little embarrassed of the enthusiasm of his interjection. Where is he from? How long has he been with you?
Actually, we don't know where he's from, or who he is, really.
Let's see.
One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
Encyclopedia. The worst of the banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Mont Martin. The remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City.
She nods.
Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine. People are sweet.
She says quietly. Empathy. You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two. Island Empire. You wish you'd been there. Tell me about the
Who
others.
do you want to know about?
Actually, do tell me about yourself.
Me? Again?
Yes, I forgot. Tell me about yourself.
I told you, I'm a silver bird.
Reaction speed. There's that phrase again. It really reminds you of something. What does that mean?
It means I don't answer questions about myself.
But I'm a police officer. You have to answer me.
Is there a law that would stop me from lying, though?
That would depend on the circumstances.
The lieutenant taps his foot. Fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you. Some other
Sure.
questions. Legendary, 8%. Reaction speed. Catch the silver bird. I think I have to solve the egghead puzzle to talk to Egghead again. And I don't know the combination.
Yes, what is it?
How's the project going? I see that your neighbors have moved in, but all I hear is anodic dance music.
What? What did you say?
She leans closer, eyes knitted together, in a puzzled expression. I said, how's the project going?
I can't hear you. The music is too loud.
The project, how's it going?
Oh, the project. It's not going well.
Why?
There's that guy. I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Egghead! A 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input. Okay?
Why don't you just ask him?
He doesn't listen to me. He only ever seems to care about hardcore and Yekukata. A place to be, apparently.
I'll speak to him, see what I can do.
Thanks. Maybe you can get through his magic rhymes.
She does jazz hands to mock him.
Let me know how it goes.
Let me see what the egghead puzzle combination is. I forget what it is. You can do it through trial and error, but I'm lazy, and I don't want to do that. Let's see. When the player runs through his dialogue the first time, the side quest will be triggered, regardless of what options are chosen. Note that it's impossible to get the right answers on the first conversation. Okay. Let's see. Egghead needs to be talked to twice more in order to finish the task. Speak to him again. And always choose the first option in the dialogue choices until the first line after the narration. He will let out an agonized roar seen in the following scout. Okay, what does it say? I was just say nothing. Still say nothing. Say nothing, and then he screams. Choose then. No, but seriously, I'm a little... Okay. I'll do that. The young man behind the mixer deck acknowledges your return. When he looks at you, he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore.
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
Say nothing.
Internally coherent.
Still say nothing.
Encore! Alright! Yeah!
Say nothing. He furrows his brow, and his very large head traces the sublime, investible movements of the music for the very real air of the church. He lets out an agonized roar over the feeble-ish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. No, but seriously, I'm a little worried. It isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
Okay. Okay, it says... Question is, what is the question? Just answer the question. That would have been good if I had asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic.
But there was a question?
There's... Okay, that's... Speak to him a third time this time. Choose the... Okay.
Back to the heavyweight jam.
Says the young man from behind his mixing deck.
Hardcore!
Long-shaped trees grow on his silver belt buckle. Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. Encore! Alright! Yeah! Hardcore!
The question is, what is the question? But there was no question.
Okay. Wait, was... Did I mess something up? Hold on, let's see. Speaking to him a third time, this time choose the first option. The final dialogue choice will be... Okay. Oh, so, okay. I see.
True, hard, foot, hardcore, internally coherent. Encore!
Say nothing, continue.
Hardcore!
So hardcore.
Is it though?
It is.
But is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side, like an owl. The question is... What is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
He frowns, then starts bobbing his head back and forth once more. Shivers, the skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore. There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, right next to the canal. Electrochemistry, don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is... It could be even more so. Hey, can you please route Sona's signal through your speakers? How do you like it in the church? You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music? Are you a thought reader? Why are there lungs on your belt buckle?
Lungs are for love!
Why would lungs be for love?
When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved it back. Yeah!
Yeah. Let's see. Conceptualization. Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul? Really? Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Bourgeois love. From a bourgeois god queen towards a world getting rapidly more bourgeois. That's lungs for you.
Objectively, it was good for its time, and they sort of screwed it up after she passed, like they always do. Don't listen to that retrograde class warrior egg.
How do you like it in the church?
Yeah! Back on the case! No disgrace! Bring it down to party place! The first page of the second chapter!
His voice echoes all around the grand hall. Conceptualization. Could it be? Maybe for him. You only have a chapter or two left in you. Last of the penultimate. More like... Oh, I accidentally... I bumped my controller and I used a healing. Oh well. Whatever. You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51.
Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears.
It's like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
Conceptualization. If anything, it sounds a bit proto. Like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you're pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore. It's hyper hardcore. It's super hardcore. It's only ultra hardcore. It's proto, not hardcore at all.
Wow! Culture cop!
Empathy. For a moment, you almost think he's going to put his hand down. But that would be ludicrous.
I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot sink it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be?
Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what was the question? Try to think if anything could make it harder core. Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police. I can't help you with this right now. I need something.
No! This is the answer!
Try to think if anything could make it harder core.
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
Endurance. As your mind works, the beat recedes from your ears. You hear your own blood pulsing through your head, nourishing your thoughts with oxygen. The rhythm is familiar. Think even harder. Feel the movement of blood through your head. The abstract shapes swelling in the foreground have done so in vain. There is a core matter. This is a core matter. The answer, in the double kick that moves the milliliters through your mind. The dark thud is the source of all rhythm, the inspiration behind mathematics. The hard core. Think even harder. My imagination fails me. Think even harder.
Yeah, he's doing it!
Logic, but you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limitations of reason. My imagination fails me.
So does mine!
He laughs and shakes his head. Electrochemistry. But there's something else that hasn't failed you. Wait, I just remembered something. Let's see, something else. Are you a thought reader?
No nation, but transnation. No war, but class war.
What does that mean? Does that mean that you're a thought reader? So, you're not a thought reader. You're a communist. Tell me something else, Egghead.
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Elysium. She was a communist, though.
Yeah! With the rebel yell!
Does that mean you're a thought reader?
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds are, sooner or later one of them will come off as fault reading.
Yeah! Reversion imperative!
Unless you were thinking Reversion imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with Eggs yelling. I know what you mean.
Lie. But I was thinking Reversion imperative. You're right, I wasn't thinking that.
That's fucked up, man. Lying like that. And a cop, too.
But why aren't you a communist? Communism is the truth.
I can be a communist. If you want that, do you want me to be a communist?
Please don't turn him into a communist.
Oh yeah, turn him into a communist. Come on, it would be super.
Be a communist, Egghead. The future needs your help. Don't be a communist. Wait, what am I saying? Of course be a communist. Don't be a communist. The path is too hardcore. He yells, "You guess he's a communist now." Tell me something else.
Communism rules the nation.
He looks at you with an almost impossibly wide shining grin, looking to see if you approve. Right on, comrade. A luminary. Almost there. Could use a bit of work. You're wrong. Communism doesn't rule the nation.
Here comes the sun.
Hello there. Arbiter? Nice to meet you. Yes, Kuno doesn't give a fuck. There comes the sun. Electrochemistry. You could swear you feel the bright future of the working class reflected off Germain's egghead. Giant smile. And right onto your face. Revolution makes your toes curl in anticipation. Is your real name Germain?
Dark hardcore! Jermaine Egghead! Basically, yes it is.
Let's see. Hey, can you please route Suna's signal through your
To
speakers?
the Mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary! What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5?
It's a 3.5, no doubt about it. It's on the ground. Point to it.
Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter. These two don't mix.
Oh no, we're going to be in this church forever.
Oh, yeah, this is the final cut. I think. Yeah, it is.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here. Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good, people!
Interfacing. Whoa, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound quality.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please?
Egg, the music.
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the on-off for just a sec for a special scheduled event. The on-off will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. All right, Go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes, and then I'll turn off the music.
Let's see. Physical instrument 83%. Maybe your body can tell you what Arno van Eyck's jam is missing to make it harder core. +1, the beat of your heart. +1, expert on anoitic music.
All right, here comes the night.
Yeah, let's make a quick save here.
DeLorean Church, the place to be. Make some noise, my church people.
Physical instrument. Vibrations thump through your blue soul. The music sounds much better in the church. A hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Tangled in its branches, something bronze flutters in the wind. He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer, one reel spinning. Let's see, physical instrument, 83%, let's see. No. No. Why, that would be silly. Your body isn't for thinking. It's for robust, wholesome things. Things like discus, javelin, and 400-meter hurdles. Discus. I'll have to come back to that later.
Yes, what is it?
Alright, I talked to Egghead and he plugged in the cable. You can now unmute the speakers.
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the
Oh,
volume
yeah.
down a bit? Just in case.
Maximum.
Shouts Egghead, a great smile still adorning his face, larger than a red dwarf star.
Maximum is the only way.
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time? Maximum is not the only way, okay?
Pump it to the brick. Pump it to the hard master. There's no other way. Glue style.
Interfacing. Glue style. Okay, there literally is no other way. The mixing deck is glued to maximum.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless.
Why do you want to turn down the volume? I think what Egghead is trying to say here is that the volume button is stuck on maximum.
Of course it is.
She shrugs, consigned to her fate.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment. Ray of sound.
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone ready?
She looks around the church. Egghead pumps his hand in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
Born ready.
Ready.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Island Empire, suddenly, your palms are sweaty. The church seems cold and large somehow. Half-light. There's tightness in your chest, anxiety. Hold on a moment. Okay, ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
She lifts her hand from the keyboard. Complete silence fills the room. Perception. Hearing. No wind outside. No waves. No floorboards creaking. Total continuous silence. This is unnatural. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you. Not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass. Sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. Physical instrument. It's out there now, in the world, made manifest. Half-light, it will devour everything. Island Empire, the floorboards, the glass, the street and the people, nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on?
There's alarm in the man's voice. As he steps back to scan the surroundings, a slight rattle like crystal clattering in the cupboard fill the air, joining the chorus. Interfacing. This fragile world is about to break.
It's getting louder.
His eyes riveted on the strange circle of water basins. Perception sight. In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana, mother of Mega!
Then something else, but his voice is growing faint. Empathy. In his mind, a tidal wave, approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation. Electrochemistry. He's peaking. The worst high he's ever been on. Hey, what's that weird rattling sound? It was in me at first. I've never heard anything this hardcore in my life.
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance! Planetary!
No, Egg! It's the window!
The glass shards around Dolores Day's vacant heart appear to be vibrating from the sound. It almost looks as if she's alive. In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
The window is going to come down! No, the roof!
She looks up. A screech fills the air. A scream of wood and nails. The pillars of the church twist and creak above it and around you. Perception sight. Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark.
Come down to us! Love!
Pain threshold. Below it all, the base grows, like the jaws of the giant compressor gnawing on metal and wood. It does not sound benevolent at all. Visual calculus. It's shaking the building's foundation. The floor twists. Composure. A great pulse arises in your flesh.
That's it. I'm muting it.
She reaches for the keyboard. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. Start tapping your foot. Yeah, we should stop. Sona, mute it. Everybody don't panic. It's beautiful. I want to dance with somebody.
Oh, I want to feel the heat with somebody!
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
The woman is furiously pressing around the keyboard, but the sound doesn't stop. Cell, have you...
Yes, I've turned it off.
She yells, holding the contact mic in her hand.
Andre, pull the compressor! The place is gonna come down!
Fuck! I can't shut it up! The signal's passed! It's not in here! It's...
Logic. In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. Perception hearing. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down. Egghead. It's in the desk. Egghead. Whatever you do, don't stop it. And then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding the dangling cable in his hands. A black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore. You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswolf isn't gonna believe this.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's the start.
Kim, did you hear that? What was that? I've never heard anything like that. You're going to write Suislaw. What happens now?
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again.
What was that?
It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically,
She shakes her head.
I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
Her voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure. What about Suislaw?
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear.
Empathy. That it wasn't her fault, or theirs.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway.
What happens now?
Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Suliswolf. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
Volition. That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot, in truth, for her at least.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
Physical instrument. Some tiny hard thing. Let's go in your stomach. You're still alive. Island Empire. You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep in you. You know the person you were knows. Logic. Form a theory on the 2mm hole in the world. +1 heard of doomed commercial area. +1 investigated doomed commercial area. +2 heard of motorway south. +2 motorway south complete. Success. You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago. Wait, how? Suna, is the origin point the pail?
What?
The swallow. It's how it starts. It's baby pale.
But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
Half-light. That comforts her. No, look up first. We are 20 meters from the very edge. The Pale is only an effect, a transition between the world and that. She looks up into the darkness, under the nave, then back at you. Rhetoric. You have her full undivided attention. The lieutenant's too. He takes his glasses off. The Pale is only an effect, a transition between the world and that.
Then, what is that?
Logic. It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing. No. It's less than nothing. The final rest state for reality. Imagine if all this, spread your hands, never was.
Then the Pale is...
Simply a gradient. Simply curdling milk.
But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here, and the Pale is not.
One day, when it's larger, it will be.
I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like a cancer or a mold. Erupting in points inside the world.
Not. This is one of those places.
According to this, how long?
Until it starts swallowing. It's already started. Starting with sound.
And information. Causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing, or if it has other effects in addition to sound and data?
Empathy. An intellectual hunger fills her now, casting fear
I
aside.
also have a question, since we are piling them on. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the RCM...
Esprit de corps. He knows how to think this. Let's see. It didn't form in a church. The church formed around it. All the failed businesses in the doomed commercial area. All the failure in Martinez. I think I've had this thought before. That's how I know.
An amateur anthropomedic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a guess, however. Well worded, I might add.
Yes, it is very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One that's going to have to be proved by anthroponetic scientists.
It didn't form in a church. The church formed around it.
Of course! A pine wood sarcophagus. Or a containment facility of some kind. Built by the first settlers.
Yes, acting on an instinctual level. Or religious practices we've forgotten. Or it can be a coincidence.
I have considered the same. The bad news is, there were 7 pinewood churches built in the first decade of provincial settlement. Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but...
Half-light. Some of them might. A black grain, hanging in the air. All the failed businesses.
You think the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome of events here? Even say software development?
Empathy. She's already made up her mind when she heard it. Some kind of great and uncaring force had to play a part. It wasn't only them. Yes, even the revolution was defeated here. I mean, a kind of anthroponetic history. All the failed businesses and ideologies. There's something wrong here. No, we're reaching. People fail on their own.
I told the producers we need to go and move to a normal office building. With amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu, the writers like the history. I told them.
I should let people... I should let people still working in there know about this. They might be affected.
You mean Plaisance and the dice maker? There was almost no one left when we packed up.
No, just the dice maker. I don't think Plaisance would survive this knowledge. No, just Plaisance. I don't think Nia is playing it fair in this game. Yes, both of them deserve to know.
Then go tell them.
Conclude. One day all the world will be like that 2mm hole. She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glass window, cold and moist.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest? Some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. Maybe I'll sound mad, but...
Man, you will certainly sound mad.
One more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
Perhaps not. Yeah, that's still insane, but then again, so am I. The club is the only thing keeping this place, and the rest of reality together. Actually, now that I think of it, maybe it's dangerous. So am I.
Once the light is on in the universe, it will never go out!
Thank you, Egghead. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have anthroponetic detection to perform in this district.
Right, I'll let you work in peace.
Homosexual underground.
Ah, yes.
Maybe you should stop obsessing about your own and other people's sexuality. Feels like it's about time to do that. You thought about this for 8 hours? Not only should you stop, you should tell Kim you've stopped obsessing about other people's sexuality too. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Unless you already got him killed because you were obsessing about your sexuality. There's no way of telling from within your brain. But for your own sake, please say you didn't.
Bonuses. Stopped obsessing about sexuality. Oh wait. Equals. Alright, well. That's going to have to be it for me for tonight. It's been over 3 hours now. Alright, well. Thank you very much for watching. And have a good night.